Rifle season is just around the corner, and I know it seems a little early to be doing a video going over some rifle season tips, but there are some things you can and should do leading up to the season that could make your rifle season over on the first day. Whether it's over because you were successful, or it might as well be over because you keep screwing some things up. That is just up to you. There are some things you can do leading up to the season and during the season that could make your season be over sooner because of a good thing. So in this video, we're going to go over 3 rifle season tips that will not only help new hunters, but is going to be a good reminder for all of us. But before we go over these tips, do me a favor, and if this is your first time on my channel, hit that subscribe button. Make sure you click that bell icon so you can be notified every time I upload a video. And the first rifle season tip is to make sure you are taking the time to go through some preseason prep. I've said it before, and I will say it again. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. You are going to spend so much more money and or have so many more headaches if you fail to get the stuff you need ahead of time. Buy your ammo now. It seems where I am, the ammo is starting to catch up a little bit, but as we inch closer to the season, those common hunting calibers are probably going to go missing. So buy all the ammo you need now, and probably a little extra, not probably, definitely extra, because you want to make sure that that rifle is sighted in. And don't just shoot once or twice. Even if you hit where you're aiming, let's say you're sighted in for 100 and you hit a little high at 50, and don't just call that good. Get confident with that rifle or shotgun. So you're going to want to shoot a lot more than a few times. And this also is going to be a good time for you to stock up on those buck bombs and scent lures you think you have to have. And of course, you have to do your scouting. Now, you may be a bow hunter and you're using the information you gather from your bow hunts for your upcoming rifle season, and that's great. But if you're not a bow hunter or you rifle hunt somewhere else, you need to get out there now and try to gather some of that information. Low impact scouting is going to be key though. You want to treat this scouting trip like it's a hunting trip. Look at your aerial maps with some topographical lines on it and try to pinpoint the areas that you need to get eyes on. Start by glassing the area from a distance, and then when it's time to move in, you want to move in slowly and quietly and as scent-free as possible so you don't ruin the area where you just found great sign. And the second rifle season tip is to focus your hunting efforts on those escape routes and bedding thickets. Rifle season usually occurs right around the rut. Like in Missouri, it's probably about peak rut. So you want to focus on these bedding thickets because bucks are going to be cruising downwind of these bedding areas looking for receptive does. But there's another reason why you want to focus on these areas. And that reason is security. Now, if you're a bow hunter, you probably heard the term the Orange Army. And if you haven't heard the term, I don't know how you haven't heard the term, but if you haven't, it is the name given to hunters who descend en masse to public ground during rifle season. And it doesn't have to be just public ground, it can be private ground, but it's basically a short time where a lot of hunters are going to be putting a lot of pressure on deer. So those bedding thickets are going to be key. They're going to want to escape to these areas for security. The Orange Army has kind of become a derogatory term because there's a lot of people refer to the Orange Army as those hunters who just stumble around the woods pushing all the deer out. And I am not dogging on rifle hunters. I like to rifle hunt, but I don't think most rifle hunters fit into this group. But you can take advantage of this type of hunter by allowing them to push the deer to you. Identify the escape routes that deer are going to take to get away from this careless type of hunter, and identify those bedding thickets that they're going to stick close to when the hunting pressure gets extremely high. And the third rifle season tip is to get to your stand earlier and stay longer. This is going to be key to taking advantage of that careless rifle hunter we just talked about. Not only do you want to get there early enough that you get that prime spot you scouted out, but you want to be set up early enough that you're in prime position when that careless hunter pushes the deer toward you. Otherwise, you're just going to be pushing that deer even farther away. You'll also want to stay longer than you probably would normally. When most hunters get down around 9 or 10 to go get breakfast or take a nap or whatever, you want to stay put because they're going to push those deer towards you again. So bring that breakfast with you, stay in your stand. That means you need to be properly dressed so you stay warm and dry. Bring whatever you need to distract you so you can stay put. Now, don't focus too much on whatever your distraction is because you can definitely miss deer that way. Just do whatever you need to keep your butt in that stand. So that was 3 tips to having a successful rifle season. If you've got any more tips you'd like to share, make sure you leave those down in the comments below. Hit that like button if you liked this video, share it if you found it helpful, and make sure that you are subscribed so you can stay informed.